Welcome everyone. I am Karen Buckley and I am delighted to be able to meet with you today to discuss all things inclusive and special education. I'm going to pop my slides up on the screen and you might just let me know if you can see them. Wonderful. So let's begin. So welcome along. As I said, my name is Karen Buckley. I work in the School of Inclusive and Special Education here at the Institute of Education on St. Patrick's campus in DCU. And maybe just to give you a quick or a brief overview of our school is located in the Institute of Education, and we're recognised as a critical mass of expertise in the fields of inclusive and special education. Our mission is to support the rights of all children and young people to access appropriate education tailored to the needs, emphasising the principle of learning for all. Our school is very much committed to dedicating and advancing inclusive education, ensuring that all students, regardless of their abilities or challenges, have access to quality learning opportunities. And we champion the belief that education is a right for every child. We try to do this by offering a variety of undergraduate and postgraduate programmes, including this one, which is called the Diploma in Inclusive and Special Education. The school also contributes significantly to initial teacher education programmes, which are both primary and post-primary levels, preparing educators across all stages to meet the diverse classroom needs. Our school also has a strong research focus, fostering a vibrant community where both staff and students engage in inquiry-based learning. And we conduct a variety of research activities which aim to enhance understanding and practices within inclusive and special education, contributing to policy development and educational innovation. We hold core values of our school close to us, and our values, we try to see teacher education as a transformative space where both personal and professional growth can flourish. With regards to, I suppose, university teacher education, our school is a dynamic environment and we want to try and develop and deliver programmes where ideas are critically examined, academic standards are upheld, and learning is a meaningful, purposeful, and research-driven endeavour. We also try to nurture ethical relationships with our students, and we value our students as active partners in a learning journey characterised by mutual respect, care, and ethical engagement. We also embrace diversity in a complex field, and inclusive and special education is inherently complex and often marked by differing viewpoints. We respect diverse perspectives and we strive for continuous built on robust evidence and shared understanding. We also, as I mentioned earlier, champion the right to inclusive education, where every child and every young person deserves an education that is inclusive and tailored to meet their unique needs. We believe that inclusion should be the norm and not the exception, and we ultimately believe that there is a transformative power of quality teaching, learning and assessment. Our values reflect commitment to inclusive, evidence-based education that respects the rights and potential of all learners, and we aim to create a community of learning where every student, regardless of their background or abilities, feels valued and respected. With regards to the kind of programs like the Diploma in Inclusive and Special Education, we believe that there is an advocacy role. And this is really important for anyone who is considering taking on a program such as the DICE program here at DCU. Again, we believe in the transformative power of teaching, where quality teaching can significantly impact the lives of children and young people with special educational needs. It's very much rooted in our inclusive education philosophy, where education begins with the belief that everyone belongs. We also see diversity as a strength, and we want to prepare and we want to advocate with all educators for children and young people with special educational needs and their disabilities in shaping public policy and practice. That leads me on nicely to the Professional Diploma in Inclusive and Special Education. This is a 2-year programme with an option to exit after completing year 1 and attaining a certificate in inclusive and special education, or continuing on to year 2 to complete the Diploma in Inclusive and Special Education. And quite simply, year 1 consists of 3 modules: Inclusion and Special Educational Needs, which is a 10-credit module, Understanding Dyslexia, and Understanding Autism, which are both 5-credit modules. This leaves us with 20 credit in total with a minimum study time of 1 year. And after that, students may choose to exit the programme after completing year one with a certificate. If you wish to move on to year two to attain the professional diploma, it just requires the completion of the year one modules in addition to one year-long module which is called individually relevant learning. But before I get into the details of what those modules are and what's entailed, it's worth just sharing with you the National Framework of Qualifications. The Professional Diploma in Inclusive and Special Education has been developed by DCU to support teachers to meet the needs of all learners in an inclusive classroom. This fully online programme provides continuing professional development in a structured and sustained way at convenient times in an accessible manner, regardless of your location. It's situated as a Level 9 programme on the National Framework of Qualifications, and programmes at this level are typically characterised by a high level of theoretical and practical knowledge. So on completion of a Level 9 professional programme diploma just like this, graduates are expected to demonstrate critical thinking, advanced problem-solving skills, and the ability, I suppose, to fully understand some of the theory and apply that into practice. The completion of a Level 9 programme can often lead to further study, such as Level 10 PhD levels, but more importantly, it opens up advanced career opportunities for teachers and for SNEs, which include professional, managerial, and specialist knowledge. Many people tend to ask us, what is the time commitment and what is the workload on a 2-year programme just like this? And as per our DCU and NFQ Level 9 programme guidelines, there are a number of minimum requirements for workload. So for example, for a 5-credit module, the expected workload is approximately 125 hours. And for a 10-credit module, the workload is approximately 250 hours. These hours include independent study, reading, participation in live lectures, completion of online learning tasks, and preparations for assignments. This programme requires active engagement, both with your classmates and through course content, through reflective responses to learning activities based on personal experience and practice. While this is a fully online programme, students are expected to participate actively in online discussions, learning tasks, and collaborate with each other on our Loop and on our Zoom platforms. Each module on this programme includes a small number of live or synchronous lectures that are typically scheduled in the evening time. Participation in these live classes is expected, and we also try to provide plenty of time and opportunities for you to be able to do independent study and independent reading throughout the modules. So let's move on to getting into maybe some of the module descriptors. In this slide, which is heavily filled with text, I'm going to just spend some time explaining the 3 modules on year 1 of the DICE programme. The first module, as I mentioned, is Inclusion for Pupils with SEN, and it's a 10-credit module. And quite simply, what we're doing is focusing on the historical context of inclusion. We examine international influences on Irish legislation and Irish policy, and we examine some current debates in inclusive education. We also spend some time exploring how inclusive pedagogy can be applied in classrooms to support all learners, emphasising the development of an inclusive curriculum tailored to students with special educational needs and disabilities. Our second module, Understanding Autism, is a 5-credit module and provides each learner with a comprehensive understanding of autism, from its historical and diagnostic backgrounds to some teaching and assessment strategies. We try to cover the core characteristics of autism. We look at strengths-based assessment and evidence-based approaches to effectively support autistic learners in their educational journeys. Our third module, Understanding Dyslexia, also a 5-credit module, examines the history, definitions of dyslexia based on current research. We engage in key debates, curriculum adaptations, teaching strategies that are tailored to learners with dyslexia, while focusing on specific literacy skills such as reading, spelling, writing, and comprehension. In the Year 2, or the Diploma module, which is a year-long module, we aim to equip participants with diagnostic assessment skills to accurately identify a learner's performance, strengths, and areas for development. This module emphasises planning to meet the individual needs across various schools' contexts. And for those who are interested in pursuing the Year 2, Access to learners is required because the module involves actively conducting assessment, profiling, and planning for some learners within your school setting. To spend a little bit of time explaining the type of assessment or the type of examination that happens across this programme, module assessment is based on the following components. Participation in the online learning environment, which is a Moodle platform, which we call Loop. It involves completing various tasks and activities such as reflective tasks, quizzes, and check. And discussion and forum activities, which involves graded forum participation, and Year 2 focuses on individualised assessment. The end of module assessment typically makes up about 80% of the overall grade, and it's crucial for successful completion of your module as well. The assessment structure for DICE modules typically look like this. In Year 1, completion of online learning activities is mandatory in order to pass the module, where graded forum tasks contribute to 20% of the overall grade, and the end of module assignment accounts for 80% of the overall grade. For the first module that you'll come across, which is Inclusion and SEN, that is assessed through 80%, which is called an interactive oral assessment. This is a really innovative form of assessment, which we have been using here in DCU for almost 5 years. For Understanding Dyslexia module, students are required to conduct a needs analysis and create an information booklet or a Zoom presentation. For the Understanding Autism module, it involves creating a digital poster and conducting a recording. So what you'll see there across Year 1 modules is that there is a huge variety of assessment, and that's been a really important decision for us in developing this programme, because we wanted to try and demonstrate and also model a range of different types of assessment that are available and that are provide us with an opportunity to not only stretch our assessment skills, but to give each participant a fair opportunity to be able to demonstrate what they know. In Year 2, individually relevant learning, the assessment components include communication and language assessment, which contributes to 20% of the overall grade. And the remaining 80% is an end of module assignment, which focuses on individual diagnostic assessment and learning plan for one learner in your setting. To give you a little flavour of exactly what the module structure and the content overview is, on screen here you'll see for Module 1, Inclusion and Special Educational Needs. The module consists of 5 topics. Students are expected to complete one topic every 2 weeks during the semester, and each topic includes interactive materials such as readings, videos, reflective discussion tasks, quizzes, and live lectures. Active engagement with the content and completion of the tasks contribute to your overall module grade. And the kind of topics that are covered in Module 1 include the historical context of inclusion, where we explore the evolution of inclusion and the impact of international developments on Irish legislation and policy. We also look at current debates and dilemmas, where we examine ongoing active debates in inclusion and special education, and ultimately their effects on policy and practice. We also examine things like inclusive curriculum and pedagogy, where we investigate strategies for adapting the curriculum and implementing inclusive methods to support learners with SEN. As I mentioned earlier, the DICE programme is a fully online programme that facilitates access regardless of geographical or other constraints. We've been fortunate over the last number of years to have participants on this programme from all over Ireland and farther afield. The online flexibility of this programme is really enhanced by engagement with your peers. Engagement with the content through responding to online learning activities, and also reflecting on your own experiences and your practices. At DCU, Loop is our primary online learning platform. It's a Moodle-based programme, and it's a widely used learning management system. It provides a central hub for students and staff to engage with core content, participate in interactive activities, and manage academic tasks. And just to give you a little flavour of some of the key features on Loop, it provides access to course content, which means that Loop allows you to access lecture notes, presentations, readings, and a range of different resources that are uploaded by your module lecturers. The platform also supports various interactive learning elements, such as quizzes, discussion fora, reflective tasks, all to enhance your learning experience. You also, and this is why I often call Loop our almost like our interactive campus, because it allows you to submit assignments directly through Loop, and you can also receive your grades and individualized feedback from lectures. Finally, Loop also facilitates communication between students and lecturers through announcements, messaging, and discussion forum. And it also supports both live, synchronous, and recorded asynchronous lectures, briefings, and assignment information days. This allows you to participate in real time and access recorded content at a time that's convenient to you, should you not be able to attend a scheduled session for whatever reason. These recorded lectures and tutorials are available on the platform for review and revision during the course of your programme. Finally, Loop is accessible on various devices. Many people tend to log on using their own personal laptops or computers, but also through smartphones, tablets, which really provides flexibility for students to study from anywhere. The platform is designed to be user-friendly. It can cater to diverse learning needs with features like adjustable text size, screen readers, and many other accessibility tools. It also allows for feedback and progress tracking, where this means that as a student, you can receive timely feedback on your assessment, which helps track your progress and areas for improvement. It also means that we can access and monitor students' progression on their academic journey, and it's an integral part of the DCU learning experience, supporting both teaching and learning by creating an interactive and student-centred environment. At DCU, we also pride ourselves on our academic integrity and our adherence to high-quality teaching, learning and assessment. And in the academic context, we show respect for the work of others by demonstrating our professionalism by being honest, trustworthy, and acting with fairness, respect, and responsibility. So we have a very strong academic policy and integrity policy here at DCU. We also have adopted the following definition for academic misconduct, which is very much informed by the European Network for Academic Integrity, and that's up on screen there. And again, this is evidenced by the range of different types of assessment modes and methods that we utilise here on our programme. And finally, what's expected from you? Well, because this is a fully online programme, you're expected to engage in Loop fora and check your DCU email regularly. As this is a professional diploma, you're expected to read widely, and reflect carefully. The module content, further reading and postings contain a range of information that help enhance your skills, knowledge and capacities. Typically, live lectures occur fortnightly, typically from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Irish time, and we just encourage you to arrive in plenty of time. We also conduct regular module evaluation, and this really helps us to improve and redirect our programs and really try to enhance the teaching and learning experience for everyone. We also have a range of different resources like student handbooks that are available to you on Loop, and we also have the opportunity to meet with your lecturers well in advance of your modules commencing as well. So that's it from me. I'm going to maybe open up the floor to any questions. And I'd love to be able to get a sense of anyone who's interested in the programme and let me know how I can answer your questions.